It's Ollie Winiberg here for the UK Drum Show official podcast, and we are joined by arguably the youngest person on the bill for the main stage mini of the UK Drum Show this year. It's Caleb Hayes.
Hi.
Give us a high five. Oh, he's got a strong grip. Caleb, you are 10 years old. You are running rings around drummers 3, 4, 5 times your age. Can you tell me about the first ever time you picked up drumsticks and how it felt, if you can remember that?
Well, when I was younger, I used to get a lot of paint tins and lie them in a circle around me, and then I used to pick up my dad's drumsticks because he plays drums, and I used to hit them and make my own noises with them, and yeah, it was really fun.
That's really so. You remember that really well. How old were you when you started doing that?
2.
2.
Yeah.
So you've only been playing drums for 8 years, and that's not a very long time. Do you learn to read music, or is everything at the moment just by ear?
Just by ear, mostly. Yeah.
So you're in school at the moment. What year at school are you in?
5.
You're in year 5. What do your friends think about the fact that you're basically a little celebrity?
They're just blown away.
Are they really?
Yeah.
And are your teachers, are they quite do they sort of follow your journey, and do they watch what you do, and do they say, Caleb, you've not done your history homework, but that paradiddle you did on Instagram last night was really quite good? Do they say stuff like that?
Yeah, because my teacher, she's into heavy metal as well.
Is she really?
Yeah, she goes to concerts and stuff with another teacher who likes heavy metal as well, so there's 2 of them, and yeah, they really like it.
So do you have any friends that you can sort of jam with, or does being as good as you are mean that maybe it's harder to find musicians to maybe create a band?
It's mostly harder to find people my age who can do the things what I can do. Yeah.
Okay, so you are a massive Joey Jordison fan.
Yeah.
You're a massive Eloy Casagrande fan.
Yeah.
Which other drummers do you just spend your time adoring and watching?
Well,
You've written a list, haven't you?
Yeah.
You were more prepared for this interview than I was.
Well, I like Joey Jordison.
Yep.
Yeah. Eloy.
Yep.
Art Cruz.
Yep.
Mario De Plantia.
Yep.
Yeah. I like Alex Bent from Trivium. I like 2 from Sleep Token.
Yes.
And loads more.
Okay. So if you could have a dinner party,
Yeah.
or invite people round,
Yeah.
you would I would imagine, obviously, it would come. A lot of them would come from that list to have
Yeah.
the best time with, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you prefer, the UK Drum Show or Christmas Day?
UK Drum Show.
Now, I heard when you were driving away from last year's UK Drum Show,
Yeah.
you had such a good time
Yeah.
that you actually got a bit emotional that it
Yeah.
came to an end. What is it about the UK Drum Show that you love so much?
I just like watching people drum on the main stage and on different stages, and I like going on the drums on my own and just exploring the whole arena. It's just the environment I just love.
Yes. And when you arrive at somewhere like the UK Drum Show,
Yep.
the drumming community have really taken you under their wing, haven't you? They're looking after you. Do you feel that when you arrive at places like the UK Drum Show, or even when you're looking at your own Instagram, do you feel that love?
Yeah, definitely.
So what we've got to do is we've got to get you a band, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because you're an amazing little drummer. So maybe we could use this opportunity to say, if there are any amazing musicians out there that would love to get involved with Caleb and maybe start a band, this is our time to reach out and say, you've got to be in a band. What is your biggest dream? Where do you see yourself when you're maybe 18, 19, 20 years old?
On a big gigantic stage in front of millions of, maybe not millions, but hundreds of thousands of people, just playing my drums with a band and just enjoying myself.
Now, your mum and dad built your little drum studio, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I reckon they might be able to build that stadium full of millions of people. That might be doable
Yeah.
for you. How amazing is it that you've got your mum and dad that are just so supportive of you and that they look after you, they help you follow your dream? That must feel so nice for you.
Yeah, it's really good. My parents give me a lot of support. Like when I go on stage, they always give me hugs, and yeah, it's just really good.
So they're your biggest fans?
Yeah.
Amazing. What would your advice be, if you can think of anything, what would your advice be for other drummers that might look at you? They'll probably be older than you, but they might look at your drumming and think, how the hell does he do that? What would your advice be?
Practice a lot, but sometimes I could just go into my drum room, practice for like 10-ish minutes, but depends what mood I'm in. I could practice for 10 minutes, I could practice for hours. But my advice would be keep playing and just try and be the best you can be.
Yes, I like that. What is your current drum setup at the moment? Can you tell us about your drum kit?
So I have 2 bass drums like here, and then I have 2 floor toms here. I have an extra floor tom here.
Of course.
I have a ride cymbal here.
Yep.
And I have another ride cymbal here.
Okay.
So double.
Yeah.
I have 3 rack toms here. A 14-inch, I think. Yeah. 14-inch crash cymbal. And a I can't remember what it is, but it's
So a couple of chinas as well. You got a china, haven't
I've
you?
got 3 chinas.
3.
So 1 here.
Yep.
I've got another china here.
Yep.
I've got 1 china here, and I've got another china here.
Okay.
And I've got 3 splash cymbals and a stack here. Yeah.
So you love drums. We know you love drums, and you're an amazing drummer. But what else do you enjoy doing apart from drums?
I like doing art.
Okay.
I love art. I like riding my bike. I love doing Lego. Lego is just really good.
Okay.
I like swimming. I like canoeing.
Okay.
Yeah. And loads of stuff. I just really enjoy doing. I like making things from cardboard.
Okay, well, when you come to the UK Drum Show in October, you've got to bring us something that you've made out of cardboard, something maybe little that will go in the car.
Yeah.
That you can just say it can be anything you want. It could be like a little mini drum kit made out of cardboard. You reckon you can do that?
Yeah.
We got a deal?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to hold you to that. So you love making things, you love creating things, but your parents also love creating and building and making things. Is that where you think you get that from?
Yeah.
Yeah, and and where do you see your journey through drums going? I know that you've said you would love to play in front of millions of people in that stadium that your dad's very kindly just agreed to build for you. But where do you see it going in that? You have to obviously practice to get better. You've got an entire career ahead of you within the drums. What's the next step going to be for you? Where do you see it going next? Do you see maybe start doing online classes, or do you want to join a band, or what's the next one that you want to do?
I would love to join a band and like go and like build a big band and like become like one of the world's like famous bands and like tour the world and see loads of places.
So that is just what you want to do. You just want to be in a band. You just want to rock out for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But can I ask you? And I don't know if you've thought about this. What else would you love to do if, for example, you couldn't drum anymore for whatever reason? What would your dream job be?
A professional artist.
A professional artist.
Yeah.
And you are really good. Because in your studio, you've drawn a few pictures of Joe Jordison, haven't you?
Yeah.
And they're really, really cool. You are an ambassador for the UK Drum Show Main Stage Mini. What does that feel like to you to be an ambassador?
Great, like the fact that I get to like be the ambassador of the UK, like the Main Stage Mini. It's just great, and I love the UK drum show. It's just the best.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we just have you completely relocated to the ACC Liverpool and you can just live there
Yeah.
and then you can just wait for 51 weeks until we all turn up.
Yeah.
It has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. You are the coolest little dude that we've had on the podcast so far. And I honestly wish you nothing but success and happiness. And thank you for inviting us to your home. Well, you didn't actually do that, it was your mum. But thank you for letting us come and talk to you. My last question is for you. What are you going to be doing on the Main Stage Mini at this year's UK Drum Show that we can all really look forward to?
Well, I would probably doing a few songs, and like last year, I'm going to put together a gigantic drum solo.
All right, cool. It was nice to see you.
Yep, you too. Hi everyone, it's Caleb. I'm going to take you for a quick tour in my drum room. Right, so this is my Roland kit. I'm endorsed by Roland. Yeah, they're a great drum company and I really like them. This is my gigantic acoustic drum kit. It's really good. I play at SJC Drums. I got endorsed by Pasty Cymbals. They're just a great cymbal brand. I love the sound of them. I drew this and that. I drew that one when I was 3, I think. This is Joey Jordison. I got this mask from a Slipknot concert once. Another picture. And I got this message off Joey Jordison from my birthday, and he was just saying happy birthday to me. I have some sticks from famous people here, load of collection here, and I have a UK drum show, move that, UK drum show drum head, what I got last year, signed by all of the drummers what played there. And I have some Art Cruise gloves and a lanyard from when they played at Bloodstock in 2022. And I've got some Art Cruise sticks here. And I have a big Caleb H wooden plaque there. Yep. And I have some symbols there. And I have my YouTube play button there. This is my drum kit. It's gigantic. I used the Demon Drive pedals. They're really fast, the pearl ones. I have a J. Weinberg custom snare drum. I use 7A drumsticks, but these ones are 5As. I mostly use 7As. I have some V-Moda headphones here. And I have a jamming block here. I have a Gibraltar legless hi-hat stand what connects to my bass drum so it doesn't fall over. I have a Nova China here. I got that for Christmas last year. I have my 14-inch thin crash here. I have a 16-inch red crash here. I have a 22-inch power ride here. I have a 14-inch top hi-hat here and a China here. I have my splash cymbals here and I have my stack here. I have another China here and a 20-inch ride cymbal here, a red one, and I have a red hi-hat here, and I have a floor tom, my bass drums, and my other floor toms and my rack toms.
I'm joined by Caleb's mum, Kim. Kim, thank you for coming on. We wouldn't usually interview a drummer's mum, but in this case, you've got a very special little boy on your hands.
Thank you very much.
When did you realise that Caleb's fascination with drums wasn't just a phase?
Probably before his second birthday, really. We kind of we built this house that we're in, and we was doing out the outside. We had a lot of building work to do. So when you're trying to keep a 18-month-old quiet, we got one of Andrew's snare drums and let him play on that. Give him some drumsticks, thinking it'd like entertain him for about 10 minutes, which actually turned out to be about 10 hours. But that's where it kind of started from, really. He was very interested in. We were in a band. He'd come to band practice with his sister and sit in his little push chair watching us. And he was just completely transfixed on what we were doing. So yeah, the drum, what we gave him outside to play when we were doing all the building work, that's kind of when it took off, and he wanted more drums. So we didn't have more drums at the time, so we'd get like empty paint tins or half-used paint tins, and he'd make his own little kit, and he'd end up playing his little drum session, and then he'd kick them all over. like proper rock and roll. Like, wasn't even 2.
Wow.
He got his first kit when he was 3, and the day that he got it was actually Christmas Day.
Right.
And he
which he doesn't like as much as the UK Drum Show, by the way. I do need to tell you that. He's admitted that. He prefers the UK Drum Show to Christmas Day.
What can you say? What can you say? Yeah, he's in his element when he's there. He absolutely loves the place.
So he got his kit when he was 3.
He got his first kit at 3. We had a bit of trouble finding a kit what kind of would drop down small enough for him, because he was so tiny.
Yes.
He really was a tiny 3-year-old as well. He wasn't. And it was like, okay, we need to get something where he can actually play. So we got this little tiny electronic kit. I can't even remember what make it was at the time. And he was just on it straight away. And he actually played a Foo Fighters song.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't even rehearsed. We were just like, oh, go and play. And he was off playing, and we put some music on.
Yeah.
And he just played along to it. We were just literally stood there, just gobsmacked, like, has he actually just done that?
Because I think from a parental perspective, when your kid brings you something like, for example, a paper mache giraffe or something, you're going to say, oh, this is the best thing I've ever... But he's actually... He's running rings around people that have been doing this for decades.
He runs rings around his dad, I think. Sorry, Andrew. But from being about 4, he played his first live festival.
Right.
He hadn't even started school at that point. And he was playing like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, kind of the stuff that Andrew, his dad, was playing in the band that we were in. And then he's just progressed, and everyone kind of thinks that Andrew's taught him everything, but he's taught himself.
Yes.
Plays by ear. All the metal music he's kind of got us into.
Right, okay.
Believe it or not, Andrew introduced him to Joey when he was about 2.
Yes.
Yeah, just by putting...
Joey
Johnson, just by putting videos on YouTube and saying, look, watch it, as well as Neil Peart out of Rush. And loads of others. And he just become transfixed with Joey, mainly.
Okay.
He was just, wow, I need to find another video.
Yes.
And obviously then his love for Slipknot came, and then other metal bands, and we were listening to, oh, it's good this, isn't it?
Yeah.
We like this. But yeah, he's opened doors.
For you.
For us, yeah. We're like, oh, this is amazing. We're like this, yeah. Plus we don't have any choice, because that's what he's blasting out. He's blasting out. So you've got Isabella, Caleb's sister, who's musical theatre.
Right.
So she's all like Hamilton and and then Caleb with his
Slipknot,
Lamb of God, and...
So a couple of things really. Obviously, he's 10 years old. He's still at primary school, which feels like a crazy sentence to say considering how amazing he is at the drums. How, as a parent, are you balancing things like homework, dedication to other subjects, and this obvious, clear talent that he's got with drums?
Well, we don't... What we've done with him all through is kind of, we always say like he's free range. We leave him to his drumming.
Okay.
He can practice when he wants.
Yeah.
If he wants to practice for 5 minutes, he can. If he wants to do 2 hours, he can. He's literally, we don't have anything in place. We don't say to him, oh, you need to practice. We've left him. And I think because we've left him, he just does his own thing, what's comfortable for him. School, yeah, he's got so many other interests as well apart from drumming. He loves school as well now. He loves, you know, all his subjects. Apart from maths, he doesn't like maths. But
He'll need that for time signatures when he gets older.
He's an all-rounder, really. He just loves taking part in loads of different things. And we're just kind of, he doesn't really need pushing with school as such, because he's a good kid.
Yeah,
he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. He is, and he's absolutely lovely.
He's a brilliant kid.
To talk
so there's no worries from our side as a parent, really. He just gets on with what he needs to get on with, and he does it, and he's like looking at me going,
He's watching you from behind the camera. He's watching every word you're saying. You and Andy obviously monitor his Instagram account.
Yes.
Now he's approaching. He's not far away from 500,000 followers on Instagram. He's coming up for 400,000.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, the drumming community is an amazing place for sharing wisdom, creativity, and I think the drumming community is somewhere really quite special where a lot of people have taken him under their wing and supported him publicly. Has there ever been any times where people have maybe said things that are slightly unkind? And if so, has Caleb seen that? And then how do you then deal with that as not only a mum, but also a mummager?
The social media is very interesting. You know, there's so many brilliant people online. I'd say probably 99% are amazing. He's got some fantastic followers. Obviously, he's got so many followers, you can't keep track. But there's certain names what pop up. You think they've been here since the beginning. Yeah. You know, he's got. I think overall on his platforms, he's maybe got nearly 1 million now. Wow. With Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. He's now got TikTok because there was so many fake accounts on there. I was like, I need to sort these out. The only way I could do that was to make him an account.
Yes,
so I did that. But there's some horrors online. I will say that there is.
And why would you want to be horrible to a 10-year-old kid?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But there's so many what do pop up, and you know they vary in whatever they're criticising. Sometimes it's about his playing, his drum kit's too big, he's got the most ridiculous hairstyle. We're horrors as parents because we must chain him to his drum kit. He doesn't go to school because he's not got time.
But people just think that these opinions are facts.
They do, they do. There's some crazy people out there. But you know, at the beginning it did bother me. I won't disguise that. It did bother me a lot, and I'd be like,
"What's your baby?"
Goodness. I know. And he was only like 4 at the time, and I wasn't even going to set him any social media up at all. But it was a few family members had said, "Oh, you should just get him a little page," and that's what I thought it would be, just a little page for friends and family to share videos. And then obviously
it blew up.
It did blow up, and I was like, at one point I was like, "What have I done? Is this the right thing? Should I be doing this?" Because you've got to contend with all the trolls, you know. And he doesn't go online. You know, he does. Right. He does see some things, or I'll show him, or I'll tell him, and he just kind of laughs it off now. It doesn't bother him. It doesn't bother me like it used to. But at the beginning, I used to be really mortified because I'd be like, what is wrong with people? You know, why are they? But it's everybody online, isn't it? You know, it's not just.
It's easy to hide behind a keyboard.
It is, that's it. It is really easy to do that, but he's pretty much sheltered from the online stuff.
Good.
And I deal with it. But like I said, most of his followers and most of the people what comment are really supportive. Yeah. And there's some really lovely people out there, but unfortunately you've got to take the trolls as well.
You do, and that's the unfortunate reality of the world we live in now. And
I've had a few conversations with people who have got children who play, and I've said, do they have social media? Oh, no. We can't do that. I don't think we could take all the criticism. Yeah. And it's a shame because there's potentially some amazing child musicians out there, and they're terrified of getting online because of the negativity. But you've got to take both.
But the positivity overtakes.
Massively outweighs it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
At the UK Drum Show, we're obviously huge fans of Caleb. You've created this little protege between you and Andy. How excited does he get when you guys are driving down to the ACC Liverpool and he's just... I mean, what can you summarise what that kind of whole weekend is like for you?
Mad. Mad usually. Like, we'll get into our accommodation, like, can we go? Is it open yet? Can we go down? Is there anybody here? I'm like, probably not just yet.
It's
but,
February. What are you doing?
yeah. But the first time we went, I can't even remember how old would he have been. 7, 6 or 7. Can't remember with COVID and everything, but he sobbed when we left.
Oh.
He sobbed. He gets upset every time we leave, but that first time, he was just when we were going up the escalators from the bottom. Up,
Yeah.
I'm like, Caleb, if anyone can see you, they're gonna wonder what's going on. He's like, but I don't want to go.
bless
I love it here. Like it was like 6 o'clock on the Sunday, I think, and the doors were shut.
Security were like, please leave.
Get out. But yeah, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. But it's a great weekend.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just. Even I love it.
Yeah.
I don't play drums. I wish I did. Because I'm going around watching them. I'm thinking, oh God, I wish I had to get like it. You know, but yeah, it's a great atmosphere. And it's just so lovely that everybody comes together, like the drumming community.
But it's tribal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's an instrument to be enjoyed by everybody in a group.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, we go as a family. Isabella comes as well. And we all love it, don't we? Not as much as Caleb, but yeah, we do. We all love it.
Thank you for inviting us into your home and letting us spend some time with your special little boy.
Anytime.
Well, I will take you up on that. Thank you for letting him become part of the UK Drum Show, being an ambassador for the Main Stage Mini. Brilliant. And from our perspective, we are all in his corner, cheering him on. He's the most amazing little drummer, and I personally can't wait to see what the future holds for him as a player. So I wish you guys all the best, and
thank you very much.
I really hope that when he is very rich and very famous, and he is playing in front of these millions of people that you're about to go and build a stadium for in a minute, I really hope that Caleb does look after his mum and dad.